Hey guys, it's me, Made Up Jen, and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So today we're gonna go ahead and film a video that I haven't filmed, I think almost like never here on my channel, at least, or in general, is I have a Sephora haul, guys. I usually don't shop at Sephora, and it's not because I'm a hater, it's just that they never really have discounts, and when they do, it's like very rare, or like they're getting rid of something. So that's the only reason why it goes on sale. But they did have the VIB sale, and I was literally on the bottom 10%, guys. But I still decided, let me go ahead and try out some new things that I haven't tried, because obviously at the place I'm associated with, we have everything. So because of that, I don't shop at Sephora, and then also I have a discount. So I feel like if I can't get something on a discount or on deal, like, I'm not gonna buy it. Like, that's just the way it is for me. So first things first, I did apply one primer. It is drugstore. They don't sell this at Sephora. They do sell this like at CVS, Ulta, which is the Conceal Perfect, the Blur Out primer. Just gonna go ahead and apply another primer though, really quick, at a brand that they do sell at Sephora, which is gonna be this. This is from Milk Makeup. This is their matte, which one is matte pore eclipse primer. So this one's supposed to make you matte. Oh, sorry guys, Milo's hair. I am going to go ahead and apply this literally just in the T-zone area, because that's where I do get the most oily. I don't care about anywhere else. This is actually going to be my second time using this. I did use this last time, and I actually like the combination of the Milani going on first and then this going on second. I tried this first and then the Milani second, and it was a disaster. And also a little bit does go a long way with applying on your face, like specific areas. Obviously, like I said, I want to go on the T-zone, so I'm gonna apply like the smallest amount. The first time I did apply the first time I applied this, I applied a little bit too much, where I literally just had to apply it all over my face. So pretty much I grabbed the one size sponge. I did wet it already. This is as big as it's gonna get. I actually bought this because I kept seeing Makeup by Jazz, I think that's her handle, on YouTube, and she kept using it, and it just made her skin look so good with foundation. And I actually did try to use a sponge the other day, and it just like sucked all of my makeup in. Now that I've understood the purpose of brushes for foundation, like, I don't go back to sponges anymore. And I used to, especially for under the eyes, because I do crease a lot, and I have felt that using a sponge, a damp sponge, to apply my powder under just helps the process of it really drying smoothly down. I haven't done that in a while, so I feel like today's the day where I'm going to do it again, because this is like a multi-purpose type of sponge. It has different shapes. So the first thing I am going to actually use, because I need it to settle in my eyes and do its thing, is going to be this from Hourglass. So this is the Vanish Concealer. This is in the color 6 Beach, and you really need to understand that a little really does go a long way, especially if you're older and you are creasing a lot more because you have fine lines. You really have to be gentle with how much of this you're actually using. I say, and then I proceed to use a lot. Well, I don't even know what way I should go. The sponge is in so many different. I'm just gonna go in with this corner right here. So obviously we did get some coverage. You guys can still see my melasma spots. They're still there, which is fine. So one of the things that I actually do recommend to a lot of people, specifically a lot of women that come into work and they have these melasma marks all over right here. This is usually where you start getting melasma, specifically during pregnancy. For me, obviously, I've never had a baby. So I'm now getting melasma here, right here. And it could be a number of things. Obviously it could be my hormones are imbalanced. Usually it's pregnancy. I'm not pregnant. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on. So then the next thing I am going to do is I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty. This is very pigmented. I actually bought it the day before it released. Like on the app they give you like early access a day before on Sephora's website. So I obviously got the notification, and I was like, you know what, everyone says her sticks are so good, and I've actually never tried them. And I almost bought them during this sale and I decided not to. But I am gonna go in with this old Real Techniques bronzer brush or contour. It's one of these. It's very old. It doesn't even have the name. It's been years. But I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Usually I would go in with my e.l.f. putty bronzer, and it's perfectly fine. It's just I want to go in with this. Sometimes depending on the type of brush you're using, the coverage can be very harsh or it can be very soft, because depending on the brush, it's either really spraying it out evenly and sucking out like the excess, sucking in the excess. Which is what this brush is doing. And I am stippling, I'm not rubbing. And right here is where you pretty much go and say, should I put more? Do I need more? And the answer for me right now is yes. I need some more on the cheeks to define my cheeks a little bit more. I did concentrate more of it on the temple. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply. I do remove excess because I do know how pigmented this is. So I'm just gonna go in right here. And a little bit on the eyelids. Yes, I put some on my eyelids. So again, we're gonna go in, same stippling motion. And make sure you go along the edge of your hairline. We wouldn't want that weird, awkward whiteness from your hairline. From here though, I do slightly buff in. I'm actually buffing it in. I'm not like aggressively pressing in. I'm lightly just going in circular motions under. And under here I'm going back and forth motion. But I'm not aggressively pulling. And the reason why I do this is because I always end up bronzing my eyelids when I'm done. For foundation, I am going to use this from Fenty Beauty. This is their Soft Lit Luminous. If you have oily skin, don't be afraid of this foundation. It's actually not dewy. It's luminous as in a soft, glowy matte. Like, it's weird to explain, but I do really like this. I actually haven't used this in almost 6 months, I want to say, maybe. This is the color 290. I don't even know si me queda el color. I think I bought this when I was 10. So right now I'm in my winter shade. I'm not in my tan summer shade yet. So let's see how good we can get this. But I am going to apply this on the back of my hand. And usually I do about 2 pumps when I use a brush. So again, this is the color 290. This is slightly a little bit more olive. And then also I am concentrating not to disturb that contour. I'm just lining it up so I can lift more. And then I'm gonna go in with the sponge. So I'm a little bit scared because, again, sponges tend to suck everything in. Like, look, I just used it to clean my finger and it sucked it in. But we're gonna go ahead and try it out anyway, because that's what we're here for, to give it a chance. I can't even deny it. Yeah, stinky booty. By the way, Mitzi's right there. I'm pretty sure you guys see her on the corner right here. So you guys see right there. So that is my scarring that I've had from acne over the years. I mentioned this usually during my skincare videos, but this is the scar that usually, like, if I am using a sponge, it won't really cover it the way it's supposed to. With a brush, because there's so many bristles as you're tapping in, it tends to fill in some of those empty, like those little crevices on the face. So I give it a 7 out of 10. It's good. It did blend out my skin really well, but I just don't know yet. I don't know. No sé. So we're gonna go back in with the Hourglass concealer and then just go in slightly right here. And I'm gonna move on to bronzing my face. I'm gonna use this Milk Makeup matte bronzer stick. This is in the color Baked. This thing is so little. It's so little. I did get it, and when I pop this thing off, half of the damn product, like you guys can see it right there, it's like stuck on there. That little thing stuck right there is literally stuck to the lid. It popped off the actual product when I pushed this. By the way, you can push this in and out. You don't have to worry about when you push it out, it won't come back down. It does. And you guys can also see it took a chunk. That's how it came. That's so sad because I'm losing product, you know? But I'm just gonna go ahead and just apply. As you guys see, this color is really a nice bronzing color, and I feel like don't be afraid to go in with it because it's very forgiving. I always leave the plastic cap back on there because it usually stays fresher longer. And for this one, I am gonna go in with my e.l.f. putty bronzer brush. Yes, I know I'm not using like high-end products that they sell at Sephora. I have, like I said, this is my first Sephora buy in like 2 years, so cut me a little bit of slack, guys. Cut me a little bit of slack. But this bronze is so natural. It looks so pretty. I was not expecting to like this Milk bronzer stick. Before I move on to setting my face, I bought this. This is from Huda Beauty. I don't even remember what was the last thing I bought from her. Actually, you know what? I've never bought anything from Huda Beauty. I take that back. I've never ever. I've always been curious. Always. Should I go cotton candy or peach sorbet? Those are the two choices. There is one more of these, and the other one is like a wine color and this other like neutral color that I really wanted. So I almost got that one instead of this one. But the guy at Kohl's, because I bought these at the Kohl's, the Sephora in Kohl's, I literally asked him, so I don't know which one of these to take, and then he looked at me and he's like, you know what, this one's the one for you. The other one is nice, the colors are nice, but these colors are gonna go better with you, and it's springtime and it's gonna be summer. You're not gonna get as much use as these darker ones as you would these light ones during the summer. So here I am. So peach. I'm gonna try this color, which is cotton candy. I'm always scared to use lighter colors like this because my complexion isn't as light as other people who can pull this color off. So hopefully this is the one that does show up. I have seen a lot of mixed reviews when it comes to Huda Beauty's blushes. Some people say they're very pigmented, but the right amount of pigmented, were like not like the Rare Beauty or like the Juvia's Place where you put the littlest dot and yeah, you're pigmented. But people say that they're not pigmented at all. So I'm gonna try it for myself. So I'm going in with the color Cotton Candy, and oh, it's so cute. Look at the how it looks. It's so cute. So I'm just gonna dot it, and again, you guys see it, it's a light baby pink. So we're gonna hope and pray that maybe this is the color. I mean, I get scared with these colors because sometimes you might like the color, but it just does not go with your complexion, and that's happened to me a lot already, so I'm okay with it. So I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. liquid blush brush, and we're gonna go ahead and just tap it in. And like I suspected, you can see a color, but you can't really see a color. You see what I mean? Like, and this blush, this brush I use all the time for all my liquid blushes, and I've never had an issue with it. This one, oh my man, I'm gonna have to apply more. If you want just to have like a base for powder, I think what I just put was fine, because it's just a small little base. Like, it's just so the blush can adhere and last longer, because blush is usually the first thing that goes. So again, stippling. Every time you see me going with a brush, I'm usually going just in a tapping motion. Okay, the color is nice. She's nice. Am I convinced that you should buy this color if you're my complexion? Absolutely not. It does look really natural and really pretty, as you guys can see on camera, in case you can't tell, but it is there. And it looks really cute. Very light, very not over exaggerated with a blush. So we're gonna go ahead and blend out this concealer. I'm gonna blend it out with a brush instead of the sponge that I was using. The sponge I was using was fine. Like I said, it is a good brush. The problem is that right now I'm about to set, so I need the best coverage for this, and this has been sitting on my face this whole time. So we're just gonna go ahead and start dabbing this out with the brush. By the way, this is a BK Beauty A506. If you've been here before, you already know this is literally the brush I use all the time to go under my eyes. Like, I don't use any other brush, and that is a fact. And I am going to set my face right now. I'm gonna go one by one. Usually, you guys know I would go in with my Makeup by Mario loose, the Surreal Skin loose setting powder. But I am gonna try the Huda Beauty. I'm a little scared. Some people love it, some people hate it. I don't know. I don't know. But in case you've never seen the travel size, it's literally this big ass square with the powder being under here. Comes with this lid right here. You lift it and then you twist. And the little puff comes out. And on the inside we have a little bit of plastic. So the packaging on this is kind of rough if you have long nails. You can make it work, obviously. So I'm debating whether I should go in with a brush or with the sponge. I think I'm going to use this sponge to set all of my face, but to go under the eyes, I'm actually going to use this brush. It has like a curve, like a little C curve with it. So I can go in there with this, and this is the color Peach Pie, so it does have like an undertone that's more peach, and usually I do like peach undertones on powders because they go better with a beige complexion. Like, if you put beige under the eyes, this will neutralize it, so it gives you like the right color. But I don't know how I feel about this right now. I just keep going in here. It smells it smells like a Calvin Klein, no, like White Diamonds, Elizabeth Taylor's White Diamond. Trust me, if you ever smelled it when you were little, because every mama had that perfume, the White Diamonds, that smells like it. Like, legit, it smells like it. Okay, let me go ahead and do this again. So I'm just gonna go in really quick. Oh snap. Again. Ooh, with the concealer brush. And I'm just gonna go under because I'm already creasing, in case you guys were not able to see that. I was already creasing. And as I'm getting older, you know, they keep saying that powder is not your friend. And I am having a difficult time trusting powders when it comes to that. Ooh, snap. This is the bad side about having this type of travel. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some to my hand, to the back of my hand, so I can have some powder. And I'm gonna go in with the sponge, and I'm going to press it in, and then we're gonna press in. I'm gonna spray some of this Fenty Beauty U Mist. It's a makeup extending type of product. It does say that you can spray some of it before applying some of this. Some of the powder. I'm scared to do this. I've never done this. We're gonna go ahead and now weirdly, with a sponge like this, it did smooth out my under eyes. Really nice. I'm not gonna deny it. I look tired, which is nothing new. I did also buy this from Kosas. I got this in the color Feathery, so if you're wondering what the color looks like, it looks really light. It has a beige tone more to it. I've used this once. As you can see, I already have a dip. I didn't know how to use it right. Today I am going to try it out with a big fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna go in there and set the rest of my face. I was debating whether I should get this or the loose powder, but the loose powders were all like 3 tones only. Had like pink, what other color was there? It had translucent, pink, and some other like 2 colors, and yeah, I was not interested honestly. But we gotta put some life back in our face, so I'm gonna go in with a bronzer. So I do have a bronzer from Sephora. I think it's being discontinued though. This is the One Size Made for Shape Bronze and Sculpt Trio. So I did get the light trio instead of medium. I was gonna get medium, but I felt like after swatching the medium, it had more warm tones, and this light trio has more cool in between tones, which is what I really like when it comes to using bronzers. And for my brush, again, sorry I don't have all these brand brushes, but I do have this one from Dibs. This is a duo brush, which I really love, and I think I should wash. It's been used and abused for weeks already and I haven't washed it. But I use this side, the contoured side, for bronzer, and I use this fluffy round side for blush. So I'm actually gonna go in with both these 2 colors. Tap off any excess, and I'm just gonna start with my temple and move my way down. And as you guys can see, I am blending very nicely. And before I put this away, I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. nose contour brush. You can only buy this online. But I'm gonna go in with that middle tone on this trio with the sharp portion. And then we're going to tap. You guys see that? We tapped. Tap, 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 tap. And then I'm just gonna start going and up and down. I'm not pulling, I'm not pushing, I'm just letting the brush lightly flow down. I'm trying not to be aggressive. And no, I have not set my eyelids, in case you're wondering. I have not set them. Usually, depending on how I'm feeling, I'm either going to leave that damp so that I can clean my eyebrows right now when I do them, and then set my eyelids, or I just set them and not worry too much about my eyebrows depending on how I'm feeling. I'm gonna use this. I know this is not cruelty free. I know, trust me. I've had this for 2 years and it costs money, and I have not been able to get rid of it because I want to use a lot of it. But I'm gonna go in with this Benefit Shelly blush, and this is a warm seashell pink blush, so it gives a soft shimmer. Like, I really just like the finish of this one. I usually use this as a topper, to be honest with you guys. I usually don't use it as my main blush, but today we're gonna go ahead and use it as our main brush. So I'm gonna go back in with my same Dibs brush, and I'm just gonna start dipping in here. And the reason why I'm going with this color is just because I think it's the right shade to go over that Huda Beauty color we just used. So that's the reason why I like to use it as a topper, because it just gives me that natural highlight that I really do like. And I usually concentrate it more obviously in the highest point of my cheek, which is where I would usually put blush, and then I pretty much blend it out. And then whatever's left over, I actually go over my nose, and I go like up and down motions and to the side. So I'm actually trying to hit that contour shade that I just used. Instead of going like over like this, now I just do it like that. I know I don't use cruelty free items anymore. This is the one, like I said this I think a long time ago, but the stuff that I already have bought before I had made the decision, like I can't return it. It's gonna be money lost. And I know you guys can be like, oh well, you could donate it. But it was already used. Who wants to use my donated crap? You know, like, let's be for real. I feel like I look really cakey right now, and I do have a slight glow, but this is going to melt all the powders into my skin where it's gonna look natural. I can technically go in with more powder and just like define my cheeks a little bit more, but I'm gonna show you guys what I'm about to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this all over my face. And in case you have not tried this before, there is a fragrance to the spray. I'm just going in with my little fan just to speed up the dryness. I mean, to speed up it setting my face. And right when I feel like it's starting to dry up, I'm gonna go in with my sponge. I'm spraying in a couple of sprays in there, and then I'm gonna press out any excess moisture that might be in there because of the spray. Sometimes I get the spray just right, and then sometimes I get it wrong. So I think we're good. So then I'm just gonna go in and start pressing in everything. And not aggressive. I'm just going in like if I were blending out all my skin. I feel like I could go in a little bit more. I'm just gonna do that. I had to go under my eyes a little bit more. I'm gonna look slightly up. Oh, I sprayed a little bit too much. Oh no. My fan died. Everything that could go wrong went wrong on this last step. I'm just gonna go like that. Oh no. It really took off my makeup. Oh no. I went too heavy with the spray. Oh my god, look at that. It took off makeup right here. Oh no. I slightly just tapped to see if I can avoid any of the blush that's scurrying down. I'm gonna go back in here. And again, this is just gonna refresh my under eyes, especially if they look really dry. Unfortunately, because of this, we're gonna have to go in excuse me, we're gonna have to go in with finishing powder. And usually I wouldn't do this, but because I pressed a little bit too hard on the spray, I'm gonna have to go in with finishing powder. So I'm gonna use the Charlotte Airbrush Flawless Finish finishing complexion perfection powder in the color 2. She is very loved, you guys can see that, but she's only used during special occasions. Again, I would not use this during right now, but we ruined our makeup a little bit with that spray, which is fine. I'm just gonna go in with a puff and go under here. And it does have like a slight little tint to it, so I'm using that to cover up here. And then obviously I need a little bit more, so I'm just gonna there you go. We're doing it like we're baking. Think of it that way. These are just like the last little minute touch-ups in case something bad happened. This is the part where you would go in and fix that. So like right here, the edge of my concealer to my blush looks a little off. So I just go in with the powder, whatever's left over from the puff, and I just go over it. It kind of neutralizes the tones in case you ever went a little bit too over, or in my case, I went a little bit too over, but I'm also trying to reshape my nose, but remove some of that blush where the pink looks excessive. So I'm just gonna go in with the same brush that I used the Kosas, and I'm gonna actually tap in there a little bit, and then I'm gonna go over right here, and I am gonna buff. Damn it. Look at that. Trying to save it, guys. Trying to save it. It looks like it's not happening. So again, back in with the color Shelly. Again, just tap. This time I am just lightly tapping just because I know already that I've already applied blush. I'm just reapplying some more that might have fainted when I applied that finishing powder over it, because it does tone down the color you put. You guys can see my face. Here is where we are. I can meet it 100% like how my actual skin looks once everything is said and done. Obviously you guys see right here I did spritz and it ran down, so I put a little bit too much, but it's fine. Look at the skin. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the color Chocolate, and I am very fortunate to have to have pretty thick brows, but just because they are thick does not mean that they are even or that they're not part patchy, because obviously there are spots on my brows that are not completely full. And the reason why I go with chocolate is because it does have a little bit more of a rich not warm, but neutral tone of brown, which I really, really love. Okay, now I'm just gonna brush them down. Now we're gonna go ahead and follow the shape of our brows, our natural brows. I like to round out my brows. Remember, everybody's brows are different. Some shapes fit certain faces. Some don't, and that's fine. You know, to each their own. My nose is running. The allergies are kicking my butt this year. Usually allergies don't bug me as much, but this year they are. Yeah, I know, Mitzi, I know. Let's continue. So again, I'm gonna go in with this brush and back with my Hourglass concealer, and I'm actually just gonna take this out, and then from the wand itself, I'm just gonna take some of it, and I'm gonna and then I'm just gonna go in with this little this fluffy brush from Morphe. It's a M173, which I'm sure they don't have these anymore. They're from the old line that they used to have. I've had this brush forever. So I'm just gonna blend this out. So I'm just gonna go in with this e.l.f. Concealer brush, and I'm just gonna apply some of the some of the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder just to set my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and go back in with the One Size Trio, the Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio, and I'm actually gonna go in with the dark color and the sharp brush, and I'm just gonna actually throw it in the crease. I'm gonna go in with the other side of this brush, which is a fluffy angle, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into that middle color, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go all over the eye, all over the eyelid, and I'm using the top of this to pretty much blend out that first color we applied. Look at that difference. If you're not good with eyeshadows and you're just learning, this is honestly the perfect way to do it. It's like sloppy, but guess what? It looks nice and blended. I don't even know if they still have this at Sephora. If they don't, I'm so sorry for putting this. But if they do, I'm using the Becca slash Smashbox Shimmering Skin Perfector in the color Champagne Pop. And I should really get rid of this. This is the original, the one that came out. And look at how much I've gone through it. Pretty much nothing. And I use it all the time. I really do. So I'm just going to grab just any little brush like this, and I'm going to dip in here, and we're going to apply here. I always try to make it look a little bit more eye-opening, like it's following along the crease. I always go here. I am still that person who likes to put highlight in her Cupid's bow, okay? Don't judge me. I know I already used the setting spray, but I'm gonna use another setting spray on top of the one I just used, just to I did apply obviously a bunch of more powders and stuff like that, so I'm gonna let this soak in a little bit more. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty You Mist. Oh, I forgot, it died. Oh god, oh damn it. I'm just gonna press it in with my sponge again. Look at that. We got a good little glow going on. We can never be mad with a glow. And also, one of the last products that I do have that's not cruelty free is going to be the Lancome Lash Idol. This is the waterproof formula, and I'm about to throw it out because ya se está secando. It's pretty much done already. I've had this forever. I'm going to apply some to my lower lashes. But the last two things, promise. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Lamination Brow Gel from Rare Beauty. And I'm just gonna start shaping my brow hairs while spreading the product, the Anastasia Brow Wiz, through. You miren, look at that. It does lift the hairs, but it's not gonna be like a hold. This comes as someone who has very thick brows. You guys can see they're very black and they're thick, but like I mentioned, I do have patches, and this does hold somewhat. And then the last thing that I am going to do is I'm going to apply a lipstick. But first, lip liner. I'm gonna go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip pencil in the color Malt, and we're going to apply. We're gonna finish off with this lipstick from Rare Beauty. This is the Kind Words matte lipstick. This is in the color Talented, so they're not going to sell this color anymore. It was in the sale item section and they took it off their actual plano, so they're not gonna have this color anymore. So I bought it because I thought it would be perfect with this color Malt. So this is the Natasha Denona My Dream Lip Gloss. It is more of a pinky mauve type of tone. Off of first impression, my makeup looks really good. What do we think? Considering my nose started running, my eyes started running, but this is the finished look. As you guys can see, my skin is looking really good. We got some good coverage going on. Again, I'm glowy, but I'm not like dewy. I just have like a nice shine to my skin, which is the foundation. But if you guys have any questions, but if you guys like this look, please let me know down below by liking the video, and also please give me your recommendations that are cruelty free at Sephora so I know what to buy next time. But as of now, I think I'm keeping everything that I just tried on. I said maybe the blushes. I wasn't a big fan of the Huda blushes. I just feel like for what you're paying for one, it doesn't show a lot of coverage, and I feel like I get better coverage for blushes from like Elf that is drugstore. But yeah, this is gonna be it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video of me getting ready. If you guys do like this video and want to see more of these, please let me know down below, and also by liking the video. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.